Hey, Avid Scholars, we're here in Lopez's kitchen, and guess what I'm doing? I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich just for me, and you're gonna follow along, okay? Remember, this is all about focused note taking. So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure you have that piece of paper and using the method that you're choosing, okay? Either the Cornell Notes method, the 2-column notes method, or the 3-column notes method. I want you to take notes on this video, okay? Because I will be asking for it. Okay, so first thing you're going to need is an essential question. The essential question is, what steps are needed to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? That's your essential question, okay? We're going to talk about each step, and then we're going to show you what it looks like at the end and in notes, okay? So the first thing that I want to tell you before we even get started is what the items that you have here. Okay, the first thing that you have is a plate. It's a plastic plate, you know, Safeway, on sale, right? Then I have napkins. There's plenty more where that came from. I have one butter knife. I have a second butter knife. You'll know why we use those in a moment. I have a unopened jar of peanut butter. I have an unopened jar of, in this case, it is raspberry reserves, however, comma, we could use this as jelly. And then I have a loaf of bread. And then I have my 2 hands. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we're gonna use to make our sandwiches. Of note, I did wash my hands for 20 seconds thoroughly. Remember, you always wanna wash your hands prior to starting anything having to do with food so that you don't have that cross-contamination. And if you don't, Thummel gets mad. Literally, she will throat chop you, okay? So, all right. So, hey guys, on your note sheet, I want you to number it. Just start numbering. Just start numbering with like number 1, okay? And the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take the plate and you're gonna set it on the table. And the reason why you're gonna do that is because you need something to put the peanut butter jelly sandwich in at the end. Okay, so I have my 1 plate. I'm gonna set it right here at the table. The rest of these plates, I don't need them anymore. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do, which is step 2, is I'm going to take a napkin and I'm going to place it next to it. The reason why I'm going to place it next to it is because if I dirty anything, I don't want it getting on my table. Okay, my table is very expensive and I wanna make sure that it maintains its integrity and cleanliness. So that's what we're gonna do here, okay? So that's what this napkin is for. All right, step 3, I'm going to take this package of bread and I'm going to open it, okay? As you can see, there is a little doohickey right here. Yeah, that's the word I'm gonna use, doohickey. And it's the little sealer, okay? It's yellow. All right, sometimes it's a twist tie, but I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna take it off. The reason why I wanna do this is because I need to access the bread. I can't do that by doing that, by not doing this. I mean, unless we're like cavemen and we wanna just rip it open, but I'm not gonna rip it open, okay? All right, so once I have this open, you will see I have bread right here. I'm going to take out 2 desired pieces because a sandwich typically is made up of 2 pieces of bread. So I don't know about you, but you can choose any of these slices that you would like. I know for me, I'm one of those people, I have to not choose the butt end. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna choose the next 2. I have 2 here, and here you go. All right, so now you're wondering, what are you gonna do next? Well, I'm going to place the bread on the plate. Okay, why? So it doesn't cross-contaminate with anything else. Okay, now I have this thing of bread in my right hand. So what am I gonna do with that? Well, that's step number 6. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna set it down just for now. Okay, I'm just gonna set it down. All right. Step number 7. I'm going to grab the peanut butter jar. Why? Because I can't make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches without peanut butter. It's in the jar, so I need to grab the peanut butter from the jar. All right? Once I grab that jar, okay, it is a twist top. I'm going to twist it open. okay? On most peanut butter jars, you will see a sealant or like a seal, all right? You'll need to remove that seal also. This jar, I opened it prior to starting the video because I was really in the had a hankering for peanut butter. So, so there's no sealant on here. But if necessary, go ahead and do so, all right? Then what you're gonna do with this jar is you're gonna place it on the table. You're also going to place the top on the table as well, because if you don't, then you're gonna be doing this one-handed. So I need to place this on the table. I need to place the peanut butter jar on the table. Okay, at this point, I'll move the bread, that way I have room, okay? Now, you see that there's 2 butter knives here, okay? I'm gonna take one of those butter knives right here, all right? And the reason why is because I need this to get the peanut butter to the bread, okay? Need this to get the peanut butter to the bread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next step, which is I'm going to stick the knife in the jar, like so, okay? No, that's not like so. This is like so. I want you to hold on to it, okay? I don't want you to stick it in there, because then what are you gonna do, right? So you're gonna stick the knife in the jar. You're then going to scoop out the desired amount of peanut butter. Okay, all right, then I'm going to remove the knife from the jar, okay? All right, the reason why I wanna do that is because I gotta get it to the bread, all right? And then I'm going to place the knife on one slice of bread, okay? Mind you, I grabbed the bread. Some people just do it like right here. It's your choice, okay? So then I'm going to spread the butter until it is completely covered, all right? There you go. All right, and you don't need a lot of peanut butter to do this, but I don't know about you, but I love me some peanut butter, so I can do this all day. All right, once I get this done, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this knife on one of these napkins. Why? Again, cross-contamination. I don't want to cross-contaminate anything. And plus, I don't want my table sticky with peanut butter. That's gross. All right, so I'm gonna do that first. And then I'm gonna take this piece of bread and I'm gonna set it back on the plate. Why? Because I still have another one I gotta do. All right? Now, I'm going to repeat these steps with the other slice of bread, okay? So I still have my butter knife. I did that, it is here, right? And I'm gonna repeat all the same steps I just did. It's just gonna go a lot faster, okay? Let's see how long this takes. Stick it in. Scoop out the desired amount. Take the knife out the jar, grab the piece of bread, stick it on there, smear it and spread it until it is completely covered. It's gonna take a little bit, can't help it. Now, fun fact, this is keto bread. It's better when it's toasted. All right, so I'm gonna take my peanut butter knife, I'm gonna stick it on my napkin, I'm gonna take my piece of bread, I'm gonna stick it down, okay? And I've now buttered both sides of my bread, or both pieces of bread, excuse me, all right? Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open the jelly jar, okay? The reason why I'm gonna open the jelly jar, what's the name of the sandwich? Yep, you said it, peanut butter and jelly, okay? So I need the jelly. So I'm gonna open the jar. All right, and you'll know that it opens because you will hear a pop. All right, that pop is this top right here. Okay, when the top is pushed in, it means that it's fresh and it can stay out in regular, temperature, room temperature. When the second it opens, this needs to be refrigerated. Okay, so then I'm gonna place the opening of the jar on the table. I now have this jelly jar, excuse me, and I'm going to set it on the table, right? Now, I have 2 knives, right? I have the peanut butter knife, and then I have this knife. I need to use which knife? I need to use this knife, because I don't want the jelly to contaminate with here. I want it to mix here, okay? Now some of you, like if you're in a rush, yeah, you're gonna use one knife, it's fine. But for the purposes of this, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna use this knife, okay? I'm then going to stick this knife in this jar, okay? I'm going to scoop out the desired amount, all right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the jar, and I'm going to place it on one slice of bread, and I'm going to spread until completely covered. That way, this has all the flavor, and the jelly does not seep through the peanut butter. Because remember, you have to have that structural integrity of a sandwich that's kind of like, you know, jelly-like. So there you go. Isn't it pretty? All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of bread, I'm going to set it down, and then I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to stick it on a different napkin. Okay, because I don't want to contaminate my things. Okay, once this is done, it's on a napkin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sandwich together. Okay, what you will see is that you will see there's a rounded side and there's a flat side. There's a rounded side and there's a flat side. Rounded sides have to be on the same side. Flat sides have to be on the same side. Okay, otherwise it's just tacky. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I place the two sandwiches together. Here's my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, now, what do I do with all this? I'm not just gonna leave it here. If you're at home and you do this, what? I don't know about you, my mom will whip my tail. That's not what we're doing up in here. So here's what we're gonna do. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to close the peanut butter jar. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, okay? All right, and then I want you to close the jelly jar. And then I want you to close the bread. You grab it by the top, spin it, and then you take the little doohickey thing and you put it on there. All right, and it'll stay fresh, okay? Now, before you eat, what you should do is clean up a little bit. That way you can eat, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these, I'm gonna throw them away. I have a trash can up somewhere, but give me a moment and I'll do it. And I'm gonna put all of this away. All right, so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in my trash can first. I'm coming towards you. See, here I am. It's in my trash can. And then I'm gonna take all my items, so that way I only have to take one more trip and not two, and I'm gonna set them where they belong. So for me, in my classroom, the bread goes on top of the refrigerator. The other two go in the refrigerator. Okay? And the reason why I put the peanut butter in the refrigerator, even though you don't have to, is because I don't want anybody getting into my stuff. All right? All right, so now I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich here, but now you need something to drink with it. That's where this comes in. I have milk too. So I'm gonna take my milk. I have almond milk because I can't drink regular milk. And I'm gonna pour it in my little cup right here. I need to open the carton first, and it has a seal that's attached to it. I need to pull it off. I will set that down. I'm gonna set it on the plate for this one. That way it doesn't contaminate anything. And I'm gonna pour my desired amount to make sure it doesn't overfill it. Boom, that's all I want. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it back on. And then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator because that's where it belongs. And there you go. Now I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and milk to wash it down with, and we just did it. So the purpose of all this was to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I added a little thing at the end, no big deal. All right, and I want you to understand that focused note taking, you have to be really explicit, you have to be really clear and concise, okay? Now, I'm gonna turn the camera around, and on the other side, I don't want you to freak out just yet, but I want you to see all the steps that I wrote, okay? And these aren't the ones that these are just all the actual steps. I didn't improvise on any of this, okay? I improvised on a couple things at the end, But there's like literally, these are the 29 steps that I wrote down. There's more steps to this that I didn't write down. I just thought about it because I said, oh yeah, I gotta talk about that. All right, so whenever you do focus note taking, you have to be really cognizant of what you're taking notes on. All right, so if you want to be really, really detailed, you'll go like this. If not, you'll just get the big things. Okay, remember, at the end of the day, whose notes are these? They're not my notes, they're your notes. Okay, all right, well, hey, I'm done talking, I'm done blabbing, I gotta eat. I'll see you in a little bit.